Hey everyone, Mr. Swerve with the Cardboard Jungle checking in with a little market update. Going to try to start to do more of these on YouTube. And now it seemed like an appropriate time with the obvious bombshell news that we got Monday night that the NFL Players Association had terminated their trading card agreement with Panini America and concurrently forged a new exclusive agreement with Fanatics slash Tops. What does this all mean for Panini? What does it mean for Fanatics Tops? More importantly, what does it mean for collectors? Much is still unknown, but let's try to make sense of this. And let's start with Panini. Is Panini toast? It's not looking good for them, but I wouldn't write the obituary yet. They still have NBA licensing rights, though there is a lot of speculation that the next domino to fall in this saga could be Fanatics announcing a similar type deal with the NBA Players Association, potentially a termination of Panini's deal with them. There's speculation as to what allowed the NFL Players Association to exercise that termination. We'll leave that for others to speculate, but in theory, those same reasons could create an out for the NBA Players Association should they want to exercise it and do something with Fanatics, which quite frankly seems likely. Panini can still make sports card products, but now they cannot use active players from the NFL in their products. They did recently announce that they have individual licensing deals with 360 players. A lot of those players are unknown. The sports are unknown. They could be lesser players. One exception to that is Panini just announced a deal with University of Texas quarterback Arch Manning, the nephew of Peyton and Eli. So deals like that would remain in place for Panini. In August 2021, Fanatics forged a deal to become the exclusive licensee for MLB trading cards. This is what led to Fanatics purchasing Topps. They kind of stole those licensing rights from Topps and purchased them like 5 months later in January 2022. So this recent development, consistent with Panini's growth strategy, but Panini's continued to make baseball cards since, is where I was kind of going with that. If the new 23 Prism baseball set that recently released is the first notable mainstream product where there are no active players. There's not allowed to be any players on 40-man MLB rosters. Ellie De La Cruz happens to be in that 23 Prism baseball set because he wasn't on a 40-man when the checklist was finalized and the set was produced. So one would surmise that Panini, at least right now, is trudging forward with continuing to make NFL football products, though any products going forward would have to be made without active players. So Panini also produces and sells stickers and sticker books as well as trading cards from WWE, UFC, soccer, NASCAR, college athletics, entertainment. So one would imagine they'll continue to produce those products. When will Fanatics Tops start making football cards? And they, while Fanatics now has the licensing deal with the NFL Players Association, which gives them the rights to use the players' names, likenesses, put their autographs in products, they still need to ink a deal with the NFL to use team names and logos on their cards. That said, it would be hard to imagine a scenario where a deal between Fanatics and the NFL doesn't happen by the end of the year. I mean, especially given the fact the NFL and the NFL Players Association own equity stakes in Fanatics, so it would be really difficult to imagine a scenario outside of some brutal negotiations going sideways or south on this, because it will be a big deal. But one would imagine that deal will be in place. Fanatics Tops could start making football cards immediately without team names and without team logos. The more likely scenario is the announcement of a deal with the NFL sometime soon, and the Tops would start making football cards under the Tops Bowman names. So, but we'll see there, and that leads, I guess, then to the next question: what will the slate of 2023 NFL football card products look like? What about Panini products that are either releasing soon or imminently? What's going to happen with those? And again, it's hard to say. A lot is unknown. And the ultimate answer, again, I think lies with Fanatics in terms of what the 23 football card product landscape is. Of course, if they're to strike a deal with the NFL, licensing of names and logos soon, they would assumably start producing 2023 football cards almost immediately. They could be halfway down that path already, anticipating all this that has happened. They could start making the quote-unquote pajama cards right now with name, likeness, autographs of NFL players, or they could wait till the deal's done and make the more traditional products with the player name and the team logos and names. As far as the Panini products go for 23, Luminance actually releases today, and one would imagine they'll be able to market and sell that product into perpetuity. It is the NFL uniform product. A lot of the college draftees are in college uniforms still. Flawless, Encased, Mosaic are all really notable Panini football products slated for September releases. But at this point, it's unknown if Panini will be able to finish production and to sell products not yet released. I mean, Mosaic is a very popular kind of medium to low end product that Panini puts out every year. And I think it was slated for September 29 release. You would imagine that product is almost done with production, with release a month away. So what will they be able to do with a product like that? We don't know yet, but I'm sure more to come soon. Is this good or bad for collectors, most importantly? And again, I think it's hard to say. And again, I think the ultimate answer lies with Fanatics and their key decision makers who have a lot of the poker chips at the table now. We're already seeing 2023 released football products, Legacy and Luminance and some others, spike on the secondary market outlets like eBay in anticipation of a potential productless NFL season, one that would see Topps not get that NFL deal, not making pajama cards, and then Panini rendered to only be able to do cards that don't include active players. So prices are spiking on products that are out there already for 23. Also, all the major sports card retailers like Dave & Adams, Steel City Collectibles, Blowout, they've all ceased pre-order sales of soon-to-be-released Panini products, citing spikes in sales recently of those products, not surprisingly, in an uncertain future. Not surprising again. In general, I think collectors are divided on Fanatics' rise to power in the sports card world, and for good reason. I'm divided. I think collectors have long lamented Panini's quality control, the stupid redemptions on autographs in their packs, long delayed releases of products, and a general tin ear to consumer demands and customer service requests. That said, we love a lot of Panini's products. Flawless on the high end, Prism on the medium high end, really a signature product. Mosaic and Chronicle on the lower to medium end. And I think those of us in the hobby, we justifiably fear the potential negative impacts to consumers and hobbyists that could come down the road with Fanatics marching what seems like a hobby monopoly. You saw maybe some seedlings of that with some of the tougher rules that they imposed on hobby shop owners earlier this year that get allocation of Topps products, and basically making hobby shop owners sign off on a bunch of different things, Fanatics related, in order to continue to receive allocations. Those welcoming Fanatics' aggressive surge into the sports card hobby, they'll cite, Fanatics CEO Michael Rubin, his track record of success. He's a former owner of the Philadelphia 76ers, deep connections in the sports world. He's throws the A-list celebrity parties called the White Party. He's very connected to what consumers want from product innovation and delivery. He talks about it frequently. He's also spoken frequently about his desire to 10x the hobby, and that the hobby has never really been marketed before. That's a very valid point. When's the last time you saw a commercial on a sporting event for Topps or sports cards? It's just never been marketed, really, ever. And Rubin believes proper marketing. And Fanatics, I believe, has a customer base of about 100 million people, very few of whom have bought a sports card. You could see, those of us in the hobby, there is some optimism on Fanatics' impact, especially in the short term. What is the most likely scenario for how this all plays out? Again, this is one man's guess, but if I had to guess, the Fanatics will forge a deal with the NFL, potentially before the start of the NFL season. They would love to make that headline before the season starts. And they'll start making football cards. Topps Chrome will become the new Prism. And Bowman Chrome, Topps, Base. I'm sure they'll start producing a bunch of different 2023 football card products. My guess is that they'll have a similar announcement as well with the NBA Players Association, probably sometime before the NBA season starts, around Halloween. Then if they can do the same and forge a deal with the NBA, then they can start making NBA products. They've already cited their desire to get back into the NBA trading card game the second that they're able. On NBA uniform products, they already have Bowman Chrome U and some pre-NBA stuff. But so we'll see what happens. It's certainly tumultuous and wild times in the sports card hobby and industry. And we'll be following along here on our YouTube channel. So please subscribe, like. We're obviously breaking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights in the cardboard jungle. We're a big seller of singles on eBay. And we're going to try to start bringing some of our market intel and color to some YouTube videos as well. So take care, and we'll see you soon on the stream.